Okay, so it is December 13th, 2020, and the Electoral College will be meeting tomorrow. Um, of course, they're going to vote for Joe Biden. Even Republicans hate Trump. Come on. I mean, the Trumpansies, of course, they love Trump. But yeah, the Republicans, it's like, well, he's a monster they created and they can't control him. And they really, he has mostly been an annoyance to them. I mean, when you have an ego, you want to be the top dog. I get it. Um, I can't say that I love Joe Biden. I mean, hey, he won Georgia. He won Arizona. He won Pennsylvania. He got back the Rust Belt. Really, he is no different than Hillary Clinton. He's a neoliberal. Um, he managed to beat a science denying fascist who who plays to the worst instincts of American identity. Um, so things are going back to more of the same. Um, okay, one thing is just really standing out to me. Texas and many other Republicans across the country who themselves are Trumpist, who don't want to go back to normal or whatever it is. I mean, they want to play to Trump's base to kind of coalition with it or something like that, rather than brush it aside like where it has always been. Um, I can't really speak to what's in their mind, but there's a lawsuit. There's a lawsuit against other states that have expanded their voter access, like Pennsylvania. Shouldn't we be suing Texas? I mean, think about it. You have very democratic states, and I use that word not more loosely, not to mean the party, but states with a lot more democracy, like California, where voters can, if voters reach 90%, they can pass a referendum without even going through the state house. Um, there are states that make sure that they have high voter access. In some countries, the elections are held on a weekend, not on a workday. I hear that in Estonia, you can vote with a card, like a credit card. You enter it in at home, you enter a PIN number, you can vote over the internet. Democracy makes sure that everyone who's eligible has access. But some states in the United States go out of their way to restrict access. Shouldn't that be unconstitutional? Shouldn't states be sued for being too restrictive? Shouldn't every case of restricting access bring up a lawsuit and it win? I mean, not the state winning, but of course, like what the previous governors of Florida did, which, by the way, was very racist. I mean, we can't assume that someone who's not white is not going to vote for a Republican, but that is usually how it goes. So it is cases of Republicans being racist. I mean, I off the top of my head, I can think of, just 2 years ago in Georgia, Brian Kemp. That was a very racist act of him. And when every white Republican was aware of what Brian Kemp was doing and they still voted for him, they were being racist. At the same time in Florida. And there frequently, California does, even Pennsylvania has done it. In Texas, it turned out like there was, for one county, there was one ballot box, or what was it, ballot box, drop box. So, yeah. All of those states should have been sued. And if they're going to do it anyway, why are we even letting them be states? What ends up happening is that those states with their restrictions, their voter suppression, end up electing representatives and senators and the president. And then that gets back to other states which are not so restrictive. They elect people who rule over us. They elect people, the unthinking voters, realizing that their state is restricting access to other voters, elect people like Mitch McConnell. And look, we are in the middle of a pandemic right now, and we are not getting support. We are out on our own, and Mitch McConnell, he will not give us unemployment or pandemic relief. So we have to go back to work in the middle of a pandemic, and we will not be able to carry out any lawsuits for 5 years. Well, actually, this is not passed yet, but this is what he wants. We would not be able to punish people who put us in these conditions for 5 years. We wouldn't be able to sue them. There'd be a moratorium. Even if it leads to the deaths of our families. The thing is, I'm not even from Kentucky. So should Kentucky even be part of this democracy? Should we sue Kentucky? We should all be considering that right now. Well, have a good night. Think about it.